Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Check here, and my god, this music is epic. Welcome to Gratuitous Space Battles 2. This is the early access beta of the title. Now, I didn't play the first one. That one kind of slipped under my radar, but when the devs contacted me on here and said, hey, would you like to take a look at our game? I said, yeah, sure, why not? It sounds like an awesome title. Let's give it a go. And I was pleasantly surprised, if a bit confused at the beginning of this one, because it's not like, I mean, you guys know I play a lot of space strategy games. This one, very different than anything that I've experienced before. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So this is the main menu of the game. It's got a lot going on, but we're gonna go under battle.
Galactic battle mode activated.
Battle mode. Now, all right, so from the Galactic Battle Mode map, you get to select which mission you want to get on. Now, I'm not too far into it. I've only played the first 4. The very first one is a tutorial one, but we'll jump into, you know what, let's go ahead and jump into the one that I haven't beaten yet. So these are like stages that you have to fight through to unlock the next stage, but what's cool is you can go back and you can play in the stages that you've already beaten. And I'm gonna show you how this works, because this is how you unlock stuff. We'll go to, well, first you see it's got a fleet budget, so that's gonna be the total amount of the fleet, the units that you can bring in, and each unit has its own fleet credit number associated with it and how many pilots you get and who you're fighting against. Let's go to deploy fleet, and I will show you guys what's up. So here on the right-hand side is my enemy fleet, all in blue. And it's huge. This is the biggest battle that I fought so far in the game, and I lost it twice so far. Let's go ahead and build out our fleet. Now the idea is that you set up your fleet, you set your strategy, and then you just let the battle run, and you see if your strategy worked out, if your plan worked out, and if your build worked out. All right, so let's grab, these are a couple of custom laser missile boats. They've got long range, these are actually destroyers. They've got long-range laser turrets in the front, and then they've got a bunch of missile racks that I installed. Now, what's really cool about this, you can see everything they've got equipped down here, is that you can customize these ships. Now, let's go to new ship real fast. This right here is a, what is this? This is a Victoria class destroyer, and I can swap out all these parts for, you know, whatever I want. This shape here means it's a weapon. So this is like a weapon slot here. This is a weapon slot, and these are just like module slots. You can put just about anything in there, from engines, which is what we got back here, to a medium shield generator, a power source, a repair system. This will slowly repair subsystems, because as they fight, these subsystems will start taking damage. Their shields will start to fail. You'll start getting like hull breaches. They'll light on fire. It gets pretty damn hectic really, really quickly. But what's nice is you get a ton of hulls. Let's look at the Kennedy class cruiser. Let's build ourselves a cruiser. We'll do this really, really fast. All right, so here's our Kennedy class cruiser. But before we get into figuring out what's gonna go in all the slots, I will show you guys, where was I? The visuals. I really like this. The visual system allows you to customize, let's make this like a deep blue, customize these ships. So when you make your own ship, you make your own ship. And you can do, I mean, like a lot. We don't want that. That's rotation speed. You actually can have pieces that spin. We don't want that though. We want to do, let's like turn this around this way. All right, I like that. Let's kind of move it over a little bit. It's a little crooked, I think. Let's, I misclicked there. We can change the size of it. Actually, let's put it like a, kind of like a Star Destroyer's bridge. Let's get the angle just right. Can I type stuff in here? That would be nice. Object angle. We'll do like that. I mean, I could fiddle with this for hours, but we're just gonna grab a bunch of stuff. Let's put some like wings here, and then we can right click it. We can change the Z value so it's like underneath, and then we can duplicate it on the other side, and then we can slap on some, oh, I don't know, maybe put an engine on there of some kind. Let's do, well, that's really, really fancy. Let's do that, but then let's change the element size to make it way smaller. I don't know why it keeps resetting to the center. It's not actually supposed to do that, but we could set that like here, and we'll duplicate it on the other side, and then slap you can slap some actual effects onto it, however you want them. That effect is terrible there, and it's like too far south, too far off the screen to actually be able to do that. But you can see what I'm talking about. Like, you can really just start slapping stuff on here and make just about any ship. I'm kind of curious how long until we start seeing like the Enterprise from fans. Like that right there is way different than what it was originally, and I could change all the colors of all of this stuff. So once you get the look down, then you can go and customize it. I always like to do the look first. And we'll do, I really like these radiation beams, but let's do heavy beam lasers. We'll throw some heavy beam lasers on there. This is a cruiser. And now I'm just kind of throwing this together. So mind you, this is probably not the best pulse cannons setup. Now, what's really cool is you can click on these, you can see all their stats, and this is going to change based on what you grab, the power consumption, the crew requirements, which are up here on the top, and then you'll have to go through the modules and figure out what you need. So we're going to need a large crew. All right, we're good on crew now. We're going to need a power generator. Let's grab a heavy power plant and slap that somewhere. We could do like a dual heavy power plant, and then maybe defenses. We could go crazy with this one and like armor plate it up and use it as like the frontline brawler. Like he's gonna get out there and he's gonna kick the crap out of people. So that means we're gonna need a heavy engine. And then let's do a couple normal engines in the back. All right, now we don't have enough crew, so we've got to get another crew thing. And you kind of just mess with it until you get something down that you like. I don't think we need this much power. Yeah, we really don't. So we'll put another crew thing there. Let's get another weapon system on there. Actually, let's do a shield capacitor. And we'll just lose that back weapon slot. Let's do heavy shield, actually. There we go. Now our power consumption is too high. So it's really a balancing act, because I don't even have a weapon system here yet. But what we could do is put another power system. Let's do a medium power plant, shove that in there real quick. Now we're good. Not balanced at all, mind you. This is not anywhere close to being a balanced build, but we'll call that good, and we'll save it as the Sun no, it's a cruiser. Blue Sun Cruiser. Sounds good to me. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our fleet. Blue Sun Cruiser, there she is. Here's the cruiser now. These are the heavily shielded cruisers. We're gonna put a few in the front line. I'm probably gonna lose this battle. But what I was talking about was you could replay old battles, right? Put our missile boats back here, missile boat back here. Let's grab some fighter squadrons. Mass deploy. Mass deploy means I think I can just click and it'll let me deploy multiples. Yes, there we go. Cool beans. Let's do like a lot of fighter squadrons in the center here. And then grab a couple of simple destroyers. Destroyers are your anti-fighter support, and they go through this with you in the tutorial. So we're gonna slap a couple of these guys down. Let's do a couple of the base cruisers. I think this is a weapon range. There we go. One thing, fighters have to be attached to a side carrier, to a ship of some kind. So let's assign your carrier there. Are you guys assigned to something? You guys are assigned to something. Let's attach you, and you. Assign carrier. And based on what that ship has, like I just attached these, I think, to these cruisers, but I don't think these cruisers actually have carrier modules, so they won't be able to like refuel and reload when I have them land there. So let's actually change you back to... you're fine. You'll be fine. Let's grab a couple more destroyers. A couple of frigates now. Just to like, oops, that's a fighter. We want frigates. So we can show you guys what's up. And then you can take these guys and say, I want you, and you. I want you, add order, to go after... I want you to attack gunships. And then you can set the priority of like what they go after, where they go after it, where they move to. Will the fighters protect the carrier? Will the fighters protect the frigates? Or will the frigates always stick next to these guys? You can set fleet formations and have them all move in formation. I mean, you can get really, really in-depth with it, which is pretty cool. And then when you get to the actual fight, which we'll go ahead and start one up real quick. There's a big learning curve in this one, but it's not as bad, I think, as it seems. But once you get into the fight, then the fight just plays out however you have it set up. Now, when I was talking about before, you could play old missions and just replay them and see how you do, you actually get what's called honor. Honor is the resource you use to buy stuff. Now, if there's our ships we designed right there and there. Fantastic. So they're coming in. The enemy fleet should be over here. But honor is how you unlock new races, new ship classes or frames, and new technology. Where's the enemy fleet? So here's the enemy fleet, way over here. Oh man, look at that thing. Oh, that thing's huge. And then here's their fighter squadrons moving in. The way you get more honor really, really quickly, though, is you fight a fight without using all your honor points. Now, your honor points are also the amount of ships you're allowed to bring into a battle. The lower that number is that you bring into a battle, the more money you'll make or more honor you'll make from winning that battle, having superior strategy or better builds. You can see the enemy fighters are having no effect on the shields of our super cruisers here. We'll speed this up a bit so the enemy gets a little fast. Now, we're way outnumbered. If we won this, we would make tons of money. But they've got a huge wing of frigates coming in from the north, so that's probably not going to work well for us. There's a lot of fighters engaging and blasting the crap out of each other. And if I slow this down, we can actually read the radio, the comm system that's going on. All the fighters are calling out, hey, we've got targets. Our cruisers are picking targets, or they're calling in that we've got damage. Go ahead and keep running. Slow down just a little bit. We watch the lasers that we attach to this sucker. You can actually see the turrets on board spinning and picking targets. And they're doing pretty well so far. Now, oh man, that big capital ships they've got. In the top left and top right, you'll see the red and the green. That's the percent of the military strength of the side that's in combat. You can see we're already starting to lose a bit. Now, they can turn around really quickly, because if I killed one of these gigantic ships, we would see a big percentage change. This is mostly probably fighters that we've lost. Like, look at this poor frigate. We just lost a frigate. We just dropped down like 10% of our fleet strength. They're starting to hit our... Oh, wow. There's so much damage. No. There's the hull, and she's detonating, and we just lost another 20 or so percent. So we're doing some damage, though. We're doing some hull damage to this capital ship. I'm kind of curious how this is going to turn out. I don't think we're going to win it. Yeah, look at the damage we're taking on these other cruisers to the south, and then our dreadnoughts aren't even really in range yet. They're so slow. These are custom ones that I built, and I didn't put a big enough engine on the back. So yes, they've got tons of missiles, which you can see, going in on a target right now and just wrecking it, but they're not quite in the range they need to be. There's the range, there you go. If you right click it, you can see their subsystems firing off. And this is how, I think this is the best way to learn how to build your ships for your strategy, is to pick the one that you're gonna see what he's up to, right click him, and you can actually see how many shots he's fired. You can see what's firing, the missiles that are going off. You can even click the different weapon systems and see the different ranges, which is pretty cool. Look at that firing line. See, they've got a real good firing line. Here we've got only 2 of these big-ass ships that I built. Now look at the damage he's doing, though. He's already lost his shields because I put almost no shields on these big, hulking ships. It's all armor. And in this battle, he's actually gonna win right before he dies, maybe? Fire those missiles. See the detonations. His nacelles on fire. Oh, weapon systems are down. Quarter of the weapons are still firing, or they're all damaged and they're firing slower. There's the hull. There she goes. So that leaves us with 1 lone capital ship left. And we only brought the enemy down 76%, but we came in undergunned and outnumbered. But if we would have won that, we would have gotten a huge bonus to the payout that we would have gotten based on that victory, based on being so outnumbered. So the game rewards tactical thinking. If you're a tactical genius, you're gonna love this. This obviously not a good build. What in the world? I wish I could click the enemy and see what exactly they've got for a build on these ships, but you can't. You just have to look at the class and think, okay, how am I gonna deal with this? And they've got what? Twice the number of fighters. I think these are gunships here, though I could be wrong. I don't have any custom gunships made yet. And we'll go back. What's cool is the battles are very different. So we'll click on this one and check out deploy fleet. In this one, and this is, it saves your last formation that you built. This is the last formation I used to win this battle. What's cool is, let's go ahead and start this up here. Each battle is different. So in some battles, you won't have the big battleship class. You won't have like the Dreadnought class at all, at least in the earlier battles. So you'll have to fight it with just cruisers, but the enemy might have like 2 or 3 of these big ships you're gonna have to deal with. So they're all different. So here's our fleet just now coming out of hyperspace. Art-wise, pretty cool. Everything's 2D, but the fact that you can customize these ships, yeah, it's pretty legit. Like, I love the customization system. I see this customization system, and it makes me want like an adventure game like this, maybe like an open sandbox game, a multiplayer one where you could customize your ships. Because the customization system, it's simple, but it's really effective. Like, look how cool this ship looks. Look at all the fighters we've got going out there. Now, you don't name the individual ships that come into the battle. They name themselves, and they're not very good at it. This guy's name is Total Overkill. This guy's name is Implausibility Clause. What are you? Oh, boy. I didn't know you could actually open up a ton of these. Let's close those. I don't actually need to see every subsystem. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. What are you? Behold my tentacles. Oh no. Anxiety attack disorder. Outflanked. Please wipe your fleet. Yeah, so. It's pretty ridiculous. The gigantic fighter battle that's going on here. And the game runs really well. I mean, it's 2D, the graphics allow it to, but like the lighting effects, the gunfire, the missiles flying everywhere, I mean, they mean it. When they say gratuitous space battles, they totally mean it. But if you're looking for kind of a different tactical experience, oh my god, we are rocking these guys. We've already taken out their shields. Maybe? Yeah, we already killed them. Fantastic. These capital ships that I made, their firepower is just immense. It really is. This is a better fleet setup. I really like this one. Took a little bit of experimenting, but allowing these, what are these things? These like cruisers to take point. I think these are actually dreadnoughts. These, the basic dreadnoughts you get to take point, where I bring in my heavy gun dreadnoughts in the back to support them, even though they're so slow. Once they get into range, they just do terrible, terrible things to the enemy with all these missiles, multi-missile tubes. But if you're looking for a strategy game that's a little bit different than something you played before, where you don't actually command the fleet directly, it's all about that pre-planning stage before the battle, I highly recommend you give this one a try. It is pretty cool when it comes out. And even better, I think they have it on the front page. I know I read it on their website. Yeah, they don't have it yet, but they're going to have Steam Workshop support when this comes out. So, you know, there's going to be a whole new level of, you know, ship classes, ship designs. Probably going to get a lot of the sci-fi stuff from Star Trek, Star Wars. I look forward to that, like a Star Wars mod for this, because it is all 2D assets that should be very easy for somebody to mod in, that I can take my Imperial fleet and crush the Rebel Alliance once and for all, you know, that kind of deal. Will be very cool, and that's a sci-fi that I know, so when I read TIE Fighter, I'll know exactly what that ship class does. Just something I'm excited for. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow is Homeworld Remastered coming out. I'm so excited, so check out the channel for that. I'm trying to get a video day of release. I'm a huge Homeworld fan. That's coming out. So, alright guys, I will see you in the next video. Later.